Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mayor Bill Finch.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for coming here today. I want to give a special thanks to the state delegation who's here, especially our newest, soon-to-be newest members, Marilyn Moore, Chris Rosario, and Andre Baker. I want to thank the hard-working City Council that's here. Thank you, City Council. And thank you to all the hard-working public servants that made today happen, our police, our fire, and our public works workers. Thank them. I can't tell you how great it is to be here today, because it's not every day that we get so many champions of Bridgeport all in one room. My name is Bill Finch, and I am the proudest mayor in Connecticut today. We're in the state's largest city. As mayor, it's my job to make Bridgeport an even better city than it is today, a place where my kids and your kids will choose to live and work and raise a family. That's the test of what a city is. That's why I've been so focused on boosting confidence in Bridgeport, so others will join us as champions of this great city. The change in Bridgeport is already happening. The reopening of Pleasure Beach after years of neglect. The breaking of ground on Steel Point after decades of broken promises. Improving our downtown and building a second train station. These are just some of the projects that are bringing confidence back to our city while creating thousands of jobs. We're also investing in our city's future by going green, and you know, it's the cities that are taking the leadership for the sake of our future generations. I'm proud to say that Bridgeport is serving as a national model for going green. Senator Christopher Dodd once told me, the greatest social program is a job. We're living by those words here in Bridgeport. We're creating hundreds of green jobs, and with hundreds more to follow. We're also becoming a national leader on producing clean energy. 20,000 households in Bridgeport and the surrounding towns will get their power from cleaner renewable energy by electricity generated right here in the city of Bridgeport, reducing pollution and giving our kids clean air to breathe. We're ensuring that the Park City lives up to its namesake by investing in new and improved parks. Bridgeport is winning the future by improving education for your kids and for mine. We're increasing pre-K access. We're building several new award-winning schools, and we're growing after-school programs. Right now, we're doing more than ever to ensure that our kids in Bridgeport get the education they deserve to compete for those 21st century jobs. I saw our superintendent of school is here. I know our Board of Ed agrees. My mission, my vision, our collective vision for this city is taking shape right now. Today, you can stand on a beautiful sandy beach at Pleasure Beach, and you can look out onto Steel Point Harbor, where the development is finally happening. There are new and improved views like this all across the city, with many more to come. A lot has been done, but much remains. One thing is crystal clear. None of this would be happening without the help of my friends and yours, President Barack Obama and Governor Dan Malloy. That's why we need to re-elect Governor Dan Malloy. President Obama has shown leadership on our economy. He's helped us clean our environment. And he is one who believes that America's best days are ahead. And that spirit still ignites us all and inspires us all every day, doesn't it? And Governor Malloy has stood tall with Bridgeport. He's stood tall with every city in Connecticut. He is a true friend that cities everywhere can rely on. He's investing in Steel Point and those jobs. He's investing in a second train station and those jobs. He's investing in new schools and more jobs. And he's investing in new housing and even more jobs. Bridgeport needs strong friends. President Obama is a strong friend. Governor Malloy is a strong friend for Bridgeport. Together with our friends, we're making Bridgeport a better city every day. And another great friend of the city is our great congressman. Please give a great big Bridgeport welcome to Congressman Jim Himes.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm Jim Himes, and it has been my privilege and my honor to represent so many of you for the last 6 years, and it is my privilege and my honor to join all of you in welcoming to Bridgeport President Barack Obama. My friends, I'm here not just with the President of the United States, but with Governor Dan Malloy, with Senator Chris Murphy, with Senator Blumenthal, with the mayor, with so many public officials. All of us have one thing in common, and that is that we took office in one of this nation's most difficult moments of economic turmoil and political despair. And yet along the way, we have made progress. The mayor described it, we have made real progress, but we have a long way to go. Think of what's been accomplished. We turned an economy that was in meltdown to an economy which is gradually returning to normal and employing Americans. We passed in the state of Connecticut a minimum wage of $10.10 so that if you work hard, you don't have to live in poverty. And I am proud of the fact that in Washington, D.C., in tough political circumstances, we made it so that if you, and I know you're out there, have diabetes, if you survive breast cancer, you will never be denied insurance and access to the greatest medical system in the world again. These accomplishments were not our accomplishments or my accomplishments. They were your accomplishments. They were your accomplishments because you got out and voted. And you sent people to Washington and to Hartford who made those things happen. And that's why this next 48 hours is so important. It's your choice. Now, I want to tell you a quick story. One of the things that I am proudest of, one of the most moving moments I've experienced as a United States Congressman, was the opportunity to travel with my wife, Mary, with an American saint, my colleague, Representative John Lewis of Georgia. You know John Lewis. A couple years ago, we went with John Lewis to Alabama, and we went to Birmingham, and we went to Montgomery, and we went to Selma, Alabama. And we walked with John Lewis across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama. And I saw John Lewis pause as he crossed that bridge, and he looked down at the spot where decades earlier, John Lewis, hero of the civil rights movement, John Lewis, congressman, had been beaten almost to death by the Alabama State Police. And John looked at that spot, and for me, who hadn't been on the Freedom Trail or hadn't been in Alabama, it was to see up close and personal the sacrifice that so many Americans have made so that we could all live in liberty and exercise our right to vote. John Lewis almost gave his life, and of course, many black, white, men, women did give their life in the 1960s so that we could all have the right to vote. So on Tuesday, we don't just stand up for what we know is right, equal pay for men and women, access to health care, the minimum wage, those things that we know is right. We vote to redeem and to earn the sacrifice of John Lewis and of so many others who fought for our right to vote. If you don't go out on Tuesday, if you succumb to cynicism, if you believe it doesn't matter, you succumb to something that John Lewis stood against, that Martin Luther King stood against, that so many people for 240 years have given their lives for. This is why it is important to stand up and be counted for all that is right. I'm just thrilled to be here with all of you today, celebrating this terrific, terrific day for the city of Bridgeport. And now it is my pleasure to introduce one of my great friends in the United States Congress, first in the House of Representatives, now serving us in the United States Senate, Senator Chris Murphy.
Are we ready for President Barack Obama? All right, now I want to get something done first. You know, this president is probably the most tech-savvy, most new media-savvy president we've ever had. There's a little something that for the older people here, I'll explain. It's called a Vine video. It's a 7-second video, and we're gonna show the president how excited we are here by doing a little Vine video. How excited are you to have the president in Bridgeport right now? I'm gonna send that to Tom Foley right now. Believe it or not, the president is actually ahead of schedule, so I'm gonna be very quick here with you, all right? Wait a second. You say you didn't come here to see me? That hurts. I'm gonna tell you one story, and then I'm gonna get down. I want to tell you the story of a woman named Betty Berger from Meriden, Connecticut. Betty had done everything that had been asked of her. She and her husband raised a beautiful family. Her husband had a job. But for 1 week, her husband was out of work. He was switching jobs. And during that 1 week period of time, when they didn't have health insurance, their son got diagnosed with cancer. It changed their lives because when the husband got the next job, it was a pre-existing condition, and they wouldn't cover all of the treatments and all of the medicine for their son. The Bergers lost. They lost their savings, they lost their house, they lost their college fund. Well, Betty Berger is traveling all around this state. She was traveling all around this state 2 years ago for Barack Obama. She's traveling all around the state for Dan Malloy, because thanks to those two people, Barack Obama for passing the law and Dan Malloy for implementing it, never again will that happen to any other family in this country, because health care is now a human right. Dan Malloy implemented the health care law better than any other state in the nation, having the number of people without insurance in this state. The first state in the nation to commit to $10 as a minimum wage. The first state in the nation to pass a sick leave bill so you don't get fired just because you're sick from work. President Obama is here because this will help us get over the finish line, but also because Dan Malloy has put Connecticut back on the map. We are a leader on health care, a leader on workers' rights, a leader on tackling gun violence. What we do best is close. We close campaigns and elections better than anybody. And so your responsibility is to leave here and commit a handful more minutes, hours to getting out the vote, to make sure that every single one of your friends or family members comes out. The whole country is watching what we do here. Whether we are willing to support a governor who has gone out on a limb on issue after issue, is going to help us be able to do great things in Washington as well. I have an amazing partner that I get to do this with every single day. I want to introduce you to the senior senator from the state of Connecticut, my great friend and colleague, Senator Richard Blumenthal.
Thank you to Chris Murphy, who is showing us every day what it really means to be a great senator. Now, he took a picture of you for the president. I want everyone, all the television cameras, to take a picture of you and for you to take pictures of each other. And I want you to show how proud and happy you are to have the President of the United States here today. Let's give him a great rousing cheer so he can hear it and so Michelle can hear it. Now, I've just come from the Veterans Day Parade in Hartford. And we are approaching a time, the day, when we are supposed to, and we gratefully and proudly thank all of our veterans, all who have served us, sacrificed, given their lives. All of the veterans who are here, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand so we can thank you. Yes, please raise your hand. Thank you. You are the ones who enable me to stand here and say whatever I please on this weekend, for all of us to worship as we wish, to gather together, to be here freely, and to come together, whether we agree or disagree with the president or the governor of the state of Connecticut, to say what we believe. And those veterans have given their lives. Freedom is never free. They're the ones to whom we owe our freedoms. Thank you. Thank you. Now, you know, for many years, I was a law enforcer, I was a prosecutor, I was a trial lawyer. I made arguments to juries. And here's where we are today. We're here to give our closing argument. We're here in the courtroom of public opinion to marshal all the facts, to say why we really think folks ought to believe, beyond a reasonable doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Governor Dan Malloy needs to be reelected as our governor. So let me put it to you real briefly. Let me put it to you real simply and succinctly. Governor Dan Malloy gets things done. Now, I know what it's like not to get things done, because I work in Washington, D.C., which is frustrating and infuriating beyond words. But Governor Malloy gets things done even on the topics and the challenges where Washington, D.C. has failed. Dan Malloy promised, and he has kept this promise, that he would create jobs. And you know what? Connecticut has seen an increase in public sector jobs of 6.9%, greater than the rest of New England, except for Massachusetts. And by the way, way ahead of 4.9%, 4.6%, which is the rate of job creation in New Jersey. I just happened to pick New Jersey randomly. We have done way better than New Jersey, way better than the rest of New England in job creation. Dan Malloy promised he would reduce crime. Did he? Crime is lower than it has been at any recent time. He promised he would enhance education. And schools like this one are doing better. Test scores are up across the state of Connecticut. He promised he would invest in transportation to make our rails more safe and reliable. We know investment is necessary. Dan Malloy has put more dollars and improved transportation better than any recent governor. And Dan Malloy has done something that, unfortunately, Washington has failed to do. When it comes to stopping gun violence in our schools, around Connecticut, around the nation, Dan Malloy and our legislature has stood strong, has stepped forward, has done the right thing, has fought back the NRA and all of the obstructionist, Dan Malloy, has shown courage. So Dan Malloy has kept his promises. And he has gotten things done. And you know, every election is about the future. Every election is a choice between hope and fear, between going back forward and going backward, between giving ordinary people, our middle class, which is struggling, a fair shot to equal pay, a fair shot to college affordability. Students should not be strangled and crushed by debt when they leave college. And elections have consequences. I choose to go forward. I choose hope over fear. I choose giving Americans a fair shot. Don't you? Well, let's elect Dan Malloy. And finally, you know, we believe that we all do better when we all do better. When everybody in this room, all the students who are here, have a shot at the American dream, a fair shot at the American dream. That's what Barack Obama has worked to do. That's what Dan Malloy has worked to do. And that's what veterans have fought in our wars to enable the greatest country in the history of the world to enable everyone to do. Are we going to re-elect Dan Malloy? I am sure you're going to work hard, but let me just put it to you real bluntly. The nation is watching. The nation is watching you. Because literally, the number of people in this gym could determine the outcome of this election. Literally, you could determine how this election results. So I want you to promise me, just as Dan Malloy has made promises and kept them, will you promise to help us win this election? All right, do you mean it? I am very proud to introduce someone who has been Governor Malloy's strongest partner, strongest supporter, one of my great friends, one of yours, Nancy Wyman, our Lieutenant Governor. Thank you.
Bridgeport. Whoa, is this the city that's gonna pull us way over? You bet it is. Listen, and all around here, I want to say thank you for being here, and I'm so excited that the president's gonna be here again. Yes, the best president, Barack Obama. You know what, I just want to take a moment just to tell you a fast story. I know you've had a lot of speakers here, and the president and the governor will be here any minute. But I just wanted to, yeah, I know. I can't wait also. But I want to tell you the story. I got a phone call to my office a couple of weeks ago, and it asked me to read a local paper called the Rockville Reminder. And I went in there was a note to the editor that said, "Hi, I'm a man who is a double amputee. I'm in a wheelchair, and this man came over to me and said, 'I'm Tom Foley. I'm running for governor. Are you a veteran?' And he said no, and Tom Foley walked away." Is that the kind of man we want to run this state? Do we want to put our children in his hands? Do we want to put jobs in his hands when he says no to people? Do we want to put our seniors in his hands? We don't want him to take care of our freedom, do we? No. Because we wouldn't have one. I gotta tell you, he talks about the unions, and he talks about a Wisconsin moment. I want to tell you, I offered him a one-way ticket to Wisconsin. But he wouldn't take it because he doesn't like to fly coach. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep it longer. We've got less than 48 hours to go. We need your help. We need you to get out there, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors. We can't afford tomfoolery. We're going to win, right? We're going to get out there and win. God bless you all.